Fruitbus is an open-world, first-person adventure game in which you forage for ingredients and create different foods within your very own food truck. You drive around searching for new customers and ingredients, but as this game is completely open-world, it's possible to get a little bit lost at times. Hello everyone, and welcome back. As I've been playing Fruitbus and enjoying it so much, it's occurred to me that some things you just have to work out for yourself and go with it. So I want to share my best tips for beginners if you are considering buying Fruitbus or you are just struggling with a certain bit, and I'm hoping this will help you. The first thing I want to talk about is make sure you save enough money for bowls and petrol. I did not realise this when I first started, that your bowls run out and you need to save money for petrol in your van or truck. I did not realise this, so as I was serving customers, the bowls were slowly going down and down, and then I ran out completely. Luckily, I noticed, and as I was serving customers, they gave me money, so I was able to run to the shop and grab the bowls. The bowls aren't that expensive, they're about 15 coins for a stack of 10, so they're not that bad, and like cups are 15 for a stack of 10, I believe, so they're not that badly priced. And petrol is not badly priced either. It's about 15 coins to nearly fill the tank, so you need to remember to save that much as you're touring around the islands. And you do this by pulling up to the petrol station, getting out, putting your coins in first, and then getting the nozzle and putting it into the van. You can do this on either side of the van, which is really cool, and it has a gauge to tell you how low or full you are, which is really nice. And I really like this. It adds an extra element to the adventure, which most games don't think about. Tip 2 is the game is all about your grandma passing away. I know this won't be a big deal for most people, but for some people it might touch on quite a sensitive subject. So I just want to give you a heads up before you start playing the game. Now, it's not a very heavy topic in the game itself. It talks very openly and very lightly about it, and the game itself is all about you taking over the Fruitbus after your grandma's passing and getting all of grandma's friends and family together for one last meal to celebrate her life. It's very beautiful, but you also have her urn in the side passenger seat with you that you can get words of wisdom or advice from if you need it along your journey. So just a heads up if you need it regarding this game. It's okay to say no to customers if you can't fulfill their orders. So this happens a lot in the early gameplay of the game because you don't always have the ingredients or the ability to make the items yet, and customers will come to you and say they want a smoothie or they want a salad with this ingredient, and you can't do it. So you can say no to the customer. There are no repercussions, and either they will just go away and say they will come back tomorrow, or they will say they want to try something different instead with the ingredients that you have, which is very useful. And sometimes they won't like it, but sometimes they will and give you some money for it, which is always good. You can go to different locations without serving the customers. It's completely open world. So the great thing about this game is it's completely open world. It runs on a day and night cycle, but you don't actually need to go to sleep. So you can keep foraging or serving customers till your heart is content. So this means that you can literally serve customers through the night, and it means that if you discover a location and don't want to serve the customers in that particular place, you don't need to. You can just get out the van, forage for your ingredients, have a look around, and then get back in and go to somewhere else. Or if you've been to that location before, you can just grab the ingredients and go. It's really that nice and easy, and it makes the game feel so much more laid back and so much more cozy. Also, most of the customers reset really quickly, so you can serve them again even the next day. So I'm not sure how quickly they reset, but some of them you can even serve again the next day. Not in every single location, but it is really easy to just keep traveling the islands and then serving customers and then going back and then serving the same customers if you really liked that location. They'll always change their mind on what they want to be served as well, unless it is a character that has a quest, and then that character will always want that quest fulfilled. But other than that, it is really easy to keep getting orders. Tip 6 is some items cost a lot of money, so make sure to try and save as much money as possible. Decoration items are so cute, but when you're in early game, you do not need to buy these items. You need to save your money for items like crates, shelves, a backpack, and things we talked about earlier like bowls and petrol. So you need to save your money for those items, and it can cost a lot over time, so make sure you try and save as much money as possible and grab the things that you need as you're going along. This will make it a lot easier. So you need a knife to start off with, and you need the backpack and a crate, I would say. So try and save up for those 3 items first, and then as you build up your customers, you can then buy a set of bowls, another shelf, another crate, and so on and so forth. Speaking of items to buy, things like bananas and mangoes are really hard to reach, so try and get the fruit grabber item if you can. It's really expensive, it's about 150 coins, so if you can save up for that, it becomes so useful. It literally is like a suction cup on the end of a pipe, so you hold it and then suction cup all of the bananas, the mangoes, the pineapples off of the trees, and it makes it 10 times better to get all of the ingredients you need, rather than just kind of lunging yourself into a tree full of bananas and hoping that you're near a banana to be able to get it. It is so good. I cannot believe I didn't get this sooner and I didn't know what it was. I basically just stumbled across it and I was like, I better save up for this. But no, it's definitely worth it. You should definitely get this. I found it nearly impossible to crash the van, and you can also get unstuck if you have, or if your character gets stuck. So I tried for ages to get this van stuck in different places, and I really couldn't. Every time I hit something or I thought I got stuck on something, I could just drive it again and it seemed to work. And also with my character didn't really get stuck anywhere. But if you find yourself stuck in any position, there is an unstuck function. You press the escape button and it is in the options to unstick yourself, which is very good. I did experience one bug which was strange, which was when I was feeding customers, my character looked like it had crouched down and all I could see was like the tops of people's heads, and I did press unstuck and it did work, but then it slowed my speed for some weird reason. So I did have to exit the game and restart the game, but it was fine after that one. So I'm not really sure. It might have been the amount of hours I was playing the game for. It just overheated my system. Make sure you don't store your fruit on the floor. They will rot otherwise very quickly. So I didn't realize this was a thing, and I only had one crate, and I just kept piling my fruit into this crate, and some spilled onto the floor. And as I was foraging and came back, I realized the fruit had little flies and like green coming from them, and I was like, oh no, what is this? So I went to the shop to go get another crate, and by the time I did, they'd started to turn purple, and then they turned purple in front of my eyes. And I was like, oh no, what is this? So I put them in a bowl because I was like, maybe they can still be edible. And it gave me an achievement of trash fruit. so it turns to trash very, very quickly. I think I can throw them away at some point, but maybe I need them for a quest later down the line, so I don't really want to throw them away. And now I have just dozens of trash fruit. So don't be like me, go out foraging, make sure you put them in a crate and you have a crate available for them to be put in, because they rot even when they're in a backpack. On a side note though, you can pre-make your salads or smoothies or soups and they will stay very fresh. So you could do that in place of having crates. It just means that you have lots of food around your truck instead of ingredients. And my last tip is, if you ever get stuck on a quest or what items you need for a certain recipe, you can find them in your journal. So the exclamation mark tells you what quests you have currently, and it gives you a breakdown of how many things you need to do for those people. But it also tells you what ingredients you need to make for that person's food that they are requesting for. So if you ever get stuck on an ingredient that you can't remember that you need to collect, it will tell you in your journal what you need. This is really, really handy if you forget something like me, or you're just looking for a new recipe to try for one of the customers that turn up. And there is always so much more I can tell you. Like, there are video and audio settings. You only need to buy the hammer when you want to construct things like shelves, bowls, crates. You can upgrade your backpack, and you can always run to the shop or create your dishes mid-service if you need to. The customers don't mind at all. So those are my top beginner tips for playing Fruitbus. If you think I've missed any tips, pop them in the comments down below and then people can read them, and it will create like a nice little forum for people to enjoy and hopefully find it helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below for more cute and cozy games. As always, I hope you have an amazing rest of the day wherever you are, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!